I don't remember seeing Adam Archer at the funeral, and only family were invited to their small wedding. Soon after, she made the appointment with me to change her will. There was a lot of money, and by that I mean enough money that everyone could be provided for, including Adam. Being an estate lawyer, you learn not to judge. I hadn't walked in Jin's shoes and felt her grief. It was a giant hole that Adam had filled. People could talk all they wanted about his age or how they met or how soon they married after Eddie died. She was so happy when I last saw her, like Adam had managed to erase the despair. She had seemed in love, the kind of love we dream of as children and then lose hope for after years of marriage and the wearing and tearing of life. It was a struggle not to envy her and to remind myself that this new love had come at a great cost. The death of her first husband and father of her children. And now this. Ruth Talcott called the night of the shooting, asking for Jin's documents. I left my husband in our bed, tiptoed as fast as I could down the hall past my children's rooms, and headed to my office downstairs. I don't know what I was feeling. Jin was in surgery, and Ruth needed her healthcare directive, which wasn't a good sign. I remember the adrenaline surging, making my heart race. I tried to stay focused, be the level-headed attorney. I told myself that was the one thing I could do now to help the family. The directive had been my idea. I suggest it for all of my clients, though it's not pleasant to think about. Who would you trust to decide whether to keep you alive? And for how long? And in what state? Is there anyone who is truly objective? Who would be able to read your mind and know what you would want when you weren't able to tell them? For better or worse, I convinced myself that I knew what Jin would want from me. I found her file and pulled out the letter that had been left on my doorstep 2 days before this horrible night. I gently tore the seal of the large envelope and pulled out the pages. Jin's parents were dead. She wasn't close to her brother. I expected the letter to be addressed to Adam or the children, but instead it was addressed to me. I could hear her voice as I read the first few words.
Dear Sarah, if you're reading this, there's a story I need to tell you. It begins and ends with Adam. I will never forgive myself for what I've done.
My phone rang again. Hello, this is Sarah.
Sarah, this is Ruth Talcott again from the hospital. Are you almost here?
I'm on my way now. With my heart racing even faster, I put all of the documents into my bag and left for the hospital.